The New England Patriots have just traded their best offensive lineman to the Tampa frickin' Bay Buccaneers for a 5th round pick. Let me just roll the intro before I blow a casket. Somebody please tell Bill Belichick, just because Tom Brady came out of retirement does not mean you owe him something. We do not owe Tom Brady anything. He left us, okay? He got Gronk back when he left us. He tried to get Edelman to come to him. Like, Tom did enough. He won a Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl without us. He did his thing. Whatever. We don't need to help him. We don't owe him that. Why are we trading our best offensive lineman to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a literal bag of chips? Scratch that. A bag of chips would be better than a 5th round pick. Shaq Mason is one of the best guards in the NFL. He's been snubbed from the Pro Bowl time after time. The fact that he hasn't been all pro, he's been snubbed time after time. Graded wise, though, the statistics prove this. He has been one of the best guards. He's been a top 5 guard. A top 5 guard, arguably, in the NFL for the last several years. He has been the most consistent Patriots offensive lineman. He has been the highest graded Patriots offensive lineman for years and has been one of the highest graded Patriots players for the last several years. Now, we've heard rumors about the Patriots looking to potentially trade Shaq Mason for quite some time now, okay? It's all been rumors. We heard that multiple teams are interested, which rightfully so, okay? Offensive linemen, they're big pieces in the NFL. Teams will give up big pieces for offensive linemen, especially at the caliber that Shaq Mason is. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I understand Shaq Mason, he's not a tackle. Tackles are the most valuable position on the offensive line, one of the most important positions in football, too. Not as important as guards, but guards are still very important. Center still very, very important. And you are not just getting a decent player in Shaq Mason. You're getting a consistent player, and you are getting, again, one of the best graded players at his respective position for the last several years. And you're telling me that is only worth a 5th round pick. The Patriots, Belichick, better have something up his sleeve. There better be something to this trade that has not come out yet. The Patriots better be getting some player in return and a 5th round pick, or a 2nd and a 5th round pick. But if we are getting a 5th round pick, and that is all in return for Shaq Mason, the Patriots absolutely got fleeced. You look at some of the Patriots' best players from the past season in 2021. Even in 2020, you could look at it. But we'll just look at 2021 right now. Some of those best players consisted of Mac Jones. Hey, he's still on the team. Devin McCourty, great. Patriots re-signed him. Shaq Mason. Oh, Patriots just traded him. Another one of the Patriots' best graded players from this past season, J.C. Jackson. Oh, they let J.C. Jackson go too. You are letting some of your best players go, and we do not have much draft capital. We don't have close to the draft capital that other teams have, nor the draft capital that we have had in recent years. Now, the Patriots didn't have a 5th round pick before, and they do now, but I would much rather have a 2nd round pick, an extra 2nd round pick, than having a 5th, or a 3rd round pick than having a 5th. At the very least, you would think Shaq Mason, at the absolute least, was worth a 4th round pick. At the absolute least. It is mind-boggling that we got worse than a fourth round pick for Shaq Mason. I'm not exactly sure what the Patriots do from this point out. Again, this is very fresh. I hopped on as soon as this news dropped. Again, if you guys want to do get exclusive content from me, become a Patreon member. Link in the description below. We were all going off in the group chat because if you become a Patreon member, me, Patriots Football Breakdown, all the other Patreon members, we have a group chat where we talk in only Patreon members though, and we were all just going off about this. None of us could believe our eyes. The Patriots are at a position where they need several pieces to this offensive line. Not only does this team need a tackle, but now you need another guard. And this offensive line is going to be completely jumbled now. We talk about continuity all the time. It seems like the Patriots were finally finding that continuity late in the season this past year, and they absolutely wrecked that so far this season. Now, so far, we do still have Isaiah Wynn. Trent Brown is still a free agent. He hasn't been signed. David Andrews will be returning. We do have Michael Onwenu, who where is he going to play? Are they going to plug him at left guard? Are they going to plug him at right guard? Is Trent Brown going to leave and they're going to plug him at tackle? I don't know. But the Patriots now have two places on this offensive line that they need to make up for. They either need to make up for two guards or they need to make up for a guard and a tackle now that you just traded your best and most consistent offensive lineman out. Now, if we go ahead and we decide to look at the grades that Shaq Mason was able to put up, Shaq Mason played 955 snaps this past year, 4 penalties, allowed only 1 sack. He had an overall grade of 85.2, a pass blocking grade of 73.1, and a run blocking grade of 85.3. The offensive line is like an engine to a car. Your engine's messed up, your car's messed up. Your offensive line is messed up, your offense is going to be messed up. You can't operate. You can't operate in the run game. You can't operate in the pass game without those guys in the front playing at a high level. And the Patriots are absolutely ruining this offensive line right now. Now, I am confident for them to be able to draft offensive linemen, obviously. Now, to find a guard with the caliber that Shaq Mason is in your first year, I don't see how they're going to do that. Maybe, again, if they had a higher round pick, they could potentially be looking at that. They can make some potential trade, but for a fifth round pick, you're obviously well through the draft at that point. Now, obviously, with this being said, the biggest part that likely led to the Patriots trading Shaq Mason wasn't for the compensation that they were going to get back, obviously. It was for the money that they were going to free up. Now, the Patriots, with all the moves that they were making, have about $5 to $6 million in cap space. But if we go ahead and we look at Shaq Mason and his contract now that he is traded, the Patriots will save about $7 million. They traded him before June 1st, which means they'll save about $7 million while taking on about $3.1 million in a cap hit. Now, if the Patriots decided to trade him next offseason, they actually would have freed up $8.5 million and only had a $300,000 cap hit or dead money. Shaq Mason is also signed for 2 more years, so the Buccaneers will be getting him for 2 more years under contract. He'll be a free agent in 2024. His cap number will be about $10.1 million in 2022, and he'll have a cap hit of $8.8 million in 2023. Those numbers, again, I get he's not a tackle, he's a guard, but those numbers for the quality player that you are getting in Shaq Mason, consistent, reliable, always healthy, I mean, those numbers are not bad at all. And again, I'm hoping that there's something that we're missing to this trade, and I'm hoping that more comes out about it. But for the time being, the Patriots are trading Shaq Mason to the Buccaneers for a 5th round pick. Better have something up your sleeve, Bill. That's all I'm going to say. Guys, like always, make sure you subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Leave a like on this video. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How are you guys feeling? Because I made it pretty clear how I'm feeling. I want to know how you guys are feeling. Like always, though, I appreciate you guys for watching and supporting.